Canelo Alvarez appears to be padding his stats once again, and many people were dismayed to hear when he chose Edgar Berlanga for his next fight. They consider it picking from an unwanted batch. Let's talk about the fight for September 14th. On Tuesday, August 6th, there was a press conference in Los Angeles held to announce Canelo Alvarez's next opponent in Edgar Berlanga, a fighter that no one was really looking for Canelo to name in his next outing, but all the same, the press conference was held, and now this is the fight that we will see coming September 14th. Edgar Berlanga is a fighter that is an upcoming super middleweight who is 27 years of age. He had a great streak that started early in his career where he was knocking out his opponents. He went on something like a 14 in a row type deal where he stopped all of his opponents, and a lot of them were first round knockouts. Canelo is picking this fighter, hoping to tap into the market of past fights as such, where the Puerto Rican versus Mexican fan base can come together in support of whom they like in a fight such as this particular showdown. However, there are other fighters that Canelo definitely should have taken a look at, such as his number one contenders from the WBC and WBA in David Morrell and David Benavidez, two fighters that the fan base truly wants to see him face. But as he's entering the twilight of his careers, he's not looking to fight the toughest of opposition, but he's trying to optimize his earnings as well as the threat to his position in the sport. Canelo is not really ready to relinquish the baton of passing the mantle to whomever's next up. But eventually, when a fighter hangs around long enough, the baton gets passed anyway. Berlanga is not a fighter that many people think will have much of a chance against Canelo Alvarez. And during their presser on August 6th, you saw Berlanga really get outside of himself, helping to try to promote the event. But also you saw Canelo trying to shun and sun Berlanga. And did it work? It got a little buzz from the press. But I'm thinking that this fight is going to be a little bit more hotly contested than Alvarez may think. Yes, he has the experience with 65 fights in his career. He's 34 years of age, not a young man in boxing terms, but still a young man in life. Berlanga's 27. He's 6'1" with a 73-inch reach. That means something. Canelo is 5'7.5" and has a big back with a 70-inch reach. He may be banking on Berlanga entering this fight, trying to overwhelm him with his size, but Canelo may look to set traps. This is what I think is going to happen. I believe that Berlanga, as long as he listens to his trainer, is going to try to box Canelo Alvarez. he's going to try to make him look bad, make him look silly, make him begin to come outside of himself to try to go for a KO, especially if the disciplines of Berlanga and boxing, using range, size, distance behind an effective jab, frustrates Canelo. It would be a wise decision to operate under these auspices because Canelo feels that he's the A side, but if you remember Dimitri Bivol and the way that he boxed him, he controlled distance and range from the outside to the mid-range, never engaged with Canelo on the inside, and kept Canelo at the end of his punches. As the rounds wilted away, even the judges who had already made out scorecards effectively for Canelo had to give Bivol the rounds he was actually winning. Against Jaime Munguia, Munguia was spirited, but he was fallible, and he was easy to hit. Being dropped by Canelo early in the fight, he fought a more disciplined fight going forward, but never went all out ballsy to risk trying to win by KO himself because of the onslaught that he ran into. Canelo throws fierce uppercuts on the inside, and he throws them off of an angle. Munguia ran right into that. I don't think Berlanga is going to go for that. I do believe Berlanga will box from the outside, control that distance. As I said, if he's listening to his trainer, the way to beat Canelo is to box him. Make him look for you. Make him pick those 34-year-old wheels up to follow you around. Make sure you invest in the body. Make sure that you're keeping him at the end of your shots. If you ever get engaged with him on the inside, you have to tie him up, circle him counterclockwise, and walk him back. Make him reset and start over. Yes, this is not a fight that the masses want to see, particularly at this stage of Canelo's career. But if he happens to lose to an Edgar Berlanga, rematch withstanding, it'll look like the curtain is starting to draw on the career of Canelo. You can only go to the small pond so many times to try to fish out effective opponents and someone with respectability that the masses will embrace. And he doesn't seem to care about that at all at this stage, and the sanctioning bodies that have yet to make him fight boxers who have fought for eliminators for their titles, they are in his graces, and he doesn't have to do anything that he doesn't want to do. It's corruption because Canelo is being allowed to do this in the meantime, while the 168-pound division is full of talent that is bottlenecked because the fighters aren't fighting in each other. They're waiting for an opportunity for a shot at a title. Some of them have readily earned those title shots, and others are in a position to gain that next step in their career. But by not facing these guys, Canelo is really holding up the division. The IBF has already made a move and stripped him of one of their titles. He is going to have to do something, either give up titles as he continues this retirement tour, or he's going to have to face the opposition. Berlanga has a chance now to make a change in his life. And if he goes into this fight listening to his coach and trainer the proper way that we know that he could be capable of, he could upset Canelo's plan, which is not including the likes of Mbili, Morel, Benavidez. So, it is at this stage that one man from Puerto Rico, Edgar Berlanga, can get the job done. He will change his life forever, and he'll change the status quo in the super middleweight division. I believe that he has this in mind, and that's what the plan is. But as we get closer, there'll be a bigger breakdown video. But I like to ask in this early stage, what do you think? This is Stormy B-Man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and Liberated Perspective, a third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know what your thoughts are about Alvarez versus Berlanga. Peace to everyone out there, and everyone please remain safe.